JB 13 The death of Jean Baptiste. The death of John the Baptist. The death of John the Baptist must first be told as the story tells the scripture. At one point, Herod Antipas, who was with his mistress Herodias, therefore the wife of his brother Philip, was able to arrest John the Baptist under the pressure of this woman who was humiliated when John the Baptist told him that she was in a state of adultery. He stops him, but he does not want to hurt him because somewhere, at first, he is not like Herod the Great, his ancestor. He is a coward and he wonders if this preacher with such power has anything to do with God. And one day, the palace gives itself a party and people drink a lot and Herod too. And here is her daughter-in-law, or her niece, called Salome, I think, starts to dance in front of the audience, an oriental dance, probably one of those beautiful lascivious dances. She is a magnificent girl, she is in bloom and Herod is so thrilled with alcohol, etc. that he promises him before all the others, that whatever she asks, even if only half of her kingdom, he will give her. Then the girl will find advice with her mother Herodias, obviously she is intelligent, who says to him, do not ask him half of the kingdom, you would be put to death accidentally the next day. But now ask, now the head of John the Baptist, let it be brought here on a tray. And that's what the girl did. Herod, who had promised in front of everyone, was obliged to obey. It is said that Anne Catherine Emmerich, in her visions, saw that the soldier who approached John the Baptist did not decapitate him with his sword but that he had a kind of machine around his neck, that he put it around his neck and cut off his neck with that. And we brought Jean Baptiste's head to a plateau. Some, when they consider the death of Jesus, and he sees that he was delivered for 30 pieces of silver, say to themselves, but it is not possible, and they try to develop an extraordinary vision in the world. Intention of Judas, something supernatural. They cannot admit that Jesus was delivered for 30 pieces of money and a little jealousy. Well, for Jean Baptiste it's the same. The reason for his death is lamentable. It's a drinking party and it's a girl dancing. It's nothing but that. One could say that this death, which is not grandiose, is not the death, for example, of a Socrates, who decides to stay in Athens and drink the poison before those who condemned him. No. It is a death at night, and it is a death worthy of John the Baptist because he is the greatest among the children of women, says Jesus. But the greatest among the children of women is not a conqueror warrior, it is a man who discovered by his own reflection concerning the Old Testament, humility and thirst, that God reveals himself and the mercy compared to the poor sinners and the proclamation of the truth compared to the true sinners, to the proud ones. Well, he has a death of martyrdom. Of course, one must also understand what he experienced internally in his prison, the anxieties. He even lived the night of the Spirit, as we know, since he sent a messenger to question Jesus. You who is coming? Which indicates all the doubts by which they have passed and which are not sins. They are the test. The trial in which his intelligence no longer understands, because he must acquire like a man a broken heart. This broken heart, this very humble heart makes that, when he died, the same evening that he died, oh, he did not enter the beatific vision, that was reserved for 3 years later, when Jesus on Good Friday opened the beatific vision to all men. But he entered into understanding, in the face of those who welcomed him, the angel of the Lord, the saints, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, in the understanding of what Jesus was going to preach, as Jesus said, Abraham saw my day and he rejoiced. Well, it was Abraham who explained to him, this day of the Lord, who was going to spread on earth by his preaching.